Hello there, I'd like to tell you the purpose of our YouTube episodes. We want to try and release you from the debt and the day-to-day stress that you've got. And I want to tell you how I did it from my middle age, how I've done investing and got to a level of having dividends that would keep me going without working over a period, over my lifetime now. I'm 60 years old, my name is Dave. I come originally from the United Kingdom. I now live in Canada. I live and work here. But I'm not the best educated person, but I have got a passion for the stock market, and that is what's made me my money. That's what's paid for my home and paid for everything I have. I have worked, but majorly my money's been made on the stock market. But first, before we even got into that, sort of thing, I started with simple things that I had to get my financial health in order. And if I can show you and help you, and it helps you, that'll be fantastic. Because if I can just help one person, that would be great. But let me show you what I did. It doesn't matter if you're just leaving school or you're a 60-year-old just getting ready for retirement. Let me just show you what I did. And I did this when I was about 36 years old, broke, and had a job. And I was bringing up my son on my own for a couple of years. So what I did, this is before I started heavily invested in the stock market, but we will come to the stock market later on, but let's get your financial health in order. So let me just show you what I did. Okay, so what I did to make things easy for myself, and hopefully this will help you, I made it as simple as I could for myself so that I could understand. There are a lot of bills in my life that they're movable, and the other ones are unmovable. So movable ones. Now, I had a mortgage. Now, as much as a mortgage doesn't sound movable, if you pay a little bit more each month, it is movable. If you do pay some down, so it's movable. You can change the parameters of your mortgage to make it cheaper for yourself. So that is a movable. Credit card payments. Now, credit cards, in most countries, and the countries I've lived in, the UK and Canada, they all range between 16 and 23 up to 29% for a credit card. Massive amounts of percentages, so it's good to keep these down. Now, they are movable because you should aim to pay those down faster than anything else. Your mortgage is great to pay it down, but if your credit card is more, pay your credit card down, because it's usually between 20 and 29% or 16, 18. It's far too high. Your mortgage will be a lot cheaper, so pay your credit cards down. Help yourself release the money that you need for yourselves. So I understand we all need credit cards. We all need them, but we need to keep a firm eye of what we're doing there and keep them down. And if you have to pay something, pay that. Food, meals out. We should shop conservatively. Look for bargains if you can, if you're living on a strict budget. And eating out, well, nothing wrong with eating out if you can afford it. If you can, then eat out in moderation. So those things are movable. That's food. Obviously we can go a lot deeper into these things if you had any questions, but I'm just skimming over the top to help you cut down things, right? But food is definitely movable, right? Everybody wakes up in this country I live in now, Canada. Everybody I see everywhere, they're just driving around, they're buying coffees, bagels, they're Tim Hortons and the McDonald's, they're buying every morning. Well, then if you're over exceeding your budget and you need to save money, then trim it back or cut it out, get the free room from work. Think of things like that. If you're eating out most days or bringing breakfast in and lunch in and things like that, you're using up your resources. Make yourself a sandwich. It takes 5 minutes, Clothing. And clothing, yes, we all need clothing, but do you have to have the best brands? Do you need that? Can you make do with something else? Because I'm trying to get you back on budget for your own, well-being and your health of the future, financial health. And when I start looking at the unmovable on my sheet, we have to heat our houses, so we need gas. We need electricity, but we don't need to leave it on all the time. When we walk around the house, if we're on a strict budget and we don't have any money at this moment in time, then going forward, we should switch the lights off as we go around the house, like I used to. I have to say I don't do it so much as I used to, but I used to do that all the time. Every room I was in, lights out. Just little things cuts your bills down. So they're unmovable, but you can still trim them down. The same with your water. Water bills are not the most expensive in Canada, as I've seen in the United Kingdom, but you still can cut them down by not wasting water. Water can be expensive, and it's all part of you trimming the fat sort of thing. When you're running your car, making unnecessary journeys, you're going to need to save on petroleum or gasoline and things like that. And when that's an easy way to save money. We have to pay your rates, and you obviously, you have to pay your rateable value for your house. And there's certain fixed bills that you have to pay. I understand that, but there are movable and unmovable ones. And food, credit cards, and just switching off your lights, and certain things you can do that will trim it down, and it can end up as a substantial amount at the end of the day, in month on month, and then year on year. You will save money overall, and you're not missing out on anything. It's not cheap, it's being frugal. And that's what I did personally, and that helped me into a better place. It helps take, and when you're actively doing something, it takes away the stress of the day. It takes away, lots of things come from financial problems. Your health suffers, you get stressed, you become bankrupt, you just lose out all around, and you get despondent, you get depressed, your health in general suffers, your work suffers, everything suffers. So just by doing a small few things, it can help lift you and put you in a more positive place. Now, there's another thing. We need to be positive. Pick ourselves up, and we can do this. And going forward, I know this is just, at this moment in time, this episode, we're just looking at getting you in a financially healthy place. This is what I had to do for myself. We are going to be talking about stocks. We are going to be talking about how to make money. But first of all, to be able to make money, you've got to have money. And to get the money, you have to do something proactive to get yourself in a financial position to be able to make the money. And then when you've got a surplus of money, money makes money. And that's where we want to go. Okay, and I know some of you are probably thinking, well, that's all okay. I mean, I know this has nothing to do with investing yet, but movable and unmovable, that's what took me forward and got me into a solid ground so that I had the money to invest in the future. And it made me more positive, and I felt like I could take control of my own finances. Because if you haven't got control of your own finances, you really shouldn't be doing investing. And I'm not an investing guru, but I have made money. I'm debt free. I own my own home, and it hasn't been easy. I'm not here for fast money. I made slow money, but I gently went through it, compounding my money over the years, and it took time, right? And if you want fast money, really, you shouldn't be listening to me, because I don't do fast money. But I have made money, and enough to live debt free for the rest of my life. I don't have any payments on anything. I don't pay for cars. I don't pay for homes. I just pay the standard bills. And I'm still frugal, because once you get this sort of system into your lifestyle and you develop it that suits your needs, there will be things you take and you don't want to do, but once you develop it into your own way of psyche and thinking, you will find the benefits over a period of time, and that's where you want to be, that suits your needs. Then in later episodes, we're going to go into investing and what sort of stock I buy. And I do buy in the UK, I buy in Canada, I buy in China. I have bought all over the place. But we'll get there at a later date. And if you like what you saw and heard today, just subscribe to the channel. And when I put some more episodes out, which I will be doing, guaranteed will be doing, just subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. Just click on and we'll go from there. And my mission is to help you. It's not just about helping me. I've already made money. I'm debt free. I've made dividends that will sustain me for the rest of my life. It's not about I'm trying to give back. And if you're not enjoying this, don't bother. But if you are, just subscribe and see what I'm saying. It's nothing. It doesn't cost you anything. But talk to you again.